Guys, it's Natalia and welcome back to Glossy Confidential. I'm here today to film a first impressions review and try on of the Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Glow palette collection. I thought it was called the Glow palette, but it's actually just the Champagne Collection face palette. There's no glow. I was wrong, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, this was released in Australia finally last Monday. If you see me on Snapchat, you would know I was there when they opened at Macquarie Centre. I lined up and I actually got 3 of them. This one is going to be in a giveaway probably at the end of the year, and I've got another one for a giveaway here, so if you want to win this, stay tuned. All that kind of stuff. They also were supposed to have the rest of the collection. Champagne Pop has the Shimmering Skin Perfector poured, the liquid, the pressed, which I've already got, and they've also come out with like a slim line, like slim light lighting pencil type thing, but they didn't have that in store, so I have jumped online to Sephora's website and ordered them Monday. There's something I don't know, Sephora only just left Singapore yesterday, which is now what, Friday, so it left Singapore Thursday, so their shipping is getting really slow for some reason. Even though I had express shipping 3 to 5 business days, it's not here, and that's kind of annoyed me, so I'll have to review them later on. So today it's just going to be the face palette. So I haven't even taken this plastic off. Let's do that, shall we? Such a rewarding feeling. So the Jaclyn Hill face palette, the reason I was actually the most excited about this, recently I have actually bought a few of the Becca mineral blushes and they are amazing, but I love their blushes, and the fact that this palette has got 3 of the blushes I thought would be really good. I have got the original Champagne Pop when it first came out. I love Champagne Pop. A lot of people, I feel like they don't like it. I feel like they didn't think it was suiting their skin tone. Personally, I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite all-time highlighters. She's just done a fantastic job with the colour, and the formulation of Becca highlighters I just love as well. So when she was bringing out Prosecco Pop, which is their new edition, I just died. I love Champagne Pop, as I said. Prosecco Pop is like the gold sister of Champagne Pop. So when I saw the palette really being launched, or just even photos of it, I knew instantly I had to get it. I am a collector, so I wanted to get it for my collection anyway, but I had to get it. I love blushes. There are 3 blushes in there that I know I will use, and I love Champagne Pop, so what's an extra highlighter? Let's go and talk about the packaging. So the packaging is absolutely beautiful. It's the white and gold, which I think is classic Jaclyn Hill. It's kind of got leopard print kind of designs there. It's not so spotty. It's this beautiful design on it. I love it. It's just the small things that I notice, but the label is actually put on the same way that if you are holding the palette up this way, you can see what it is. I feel like there's some palettes where you flip it over to see what the colors are, and then you'd have to do this and you're not sort of too sure which way it's supposed to be, and then you have to double check that you are looking at the right one. It can get really annoying, and I guess it's only annoying for like YouTubers and stuff who do tutorials and have to know the colors. This label is twisted around the proper way. If I was holding up like this, I can tell you what it is based on the label. I really like that. Call me crazy, but I love that. The packaging itself is, I mean, I'm not disappointed in it, but it is plastic. I originally thought it would be metal, but when I got the Tartelette palette, I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be metal, and I got it and it was just plastic, and it kind of was a little bit disappointing. I sort of feel the same way about this, only because it's got like an $86 price tag. I don't know, I would have liked to have seen it be metal, and I just feel like it would add a little bit more class to the palette if it was metal as opposed to plastic. It is on a hinge, like it does stand up. If the mirror does stand up though, so if you are wanting to use it, it is a full mirror, so you can use it for like your full face and makeup and stuff like that. It is a good mirror. It doesn't distort the image or anything. It's, you know, it's a very good usable mirror. And the colors you get here is Rose Quartz, Amaretto, Pamplemousse, Champagne Pop, and Prosecco Pop, which is the new addition to the Pop highlighting collection. Now I've got nothing on my face. I'm going to put on all of these colors for you so you can sort of see what they're like application wise, and I'm going to try the highlighters as well. So let me get some brushes. I have cleaned these today, so I'm just going to give you like a description of the colors. So Rose Spritz is like a pinky kind of shimmer with a hint of a gold shimmer to it. It reminds me a little bit like NARS Orgasm, except I actually feel like I like this one a little bit better than Orgasm. Amaretto is a kind of a browny orangey sort of tan sort of shade. It's quite dark. I actually really like that one. I like those kind of colours, especially sort of in winter. So I actually really do like these sort of nude neutral kind of blushes. And then you have got Pamplemousse, which is another matte shade. Amaretto and Pamplemousse are both matte blushes. The Rose Spritz is the only one that has got a bit of shimmer to it. Now I know Becca blushes, when they have shimmer, they have a lot of shimmer, so I'm going to go in with that one first and sort of show you what it is like. So I'm just going to use a SS219 or whatever this brush is. See how much pigment that took on the brush there. So kind of press off the excess and then start applying it. Like, you can see that shimmer. It is quite shiny. Like I said, Becca blushes, they are really pigmented. You don't want to go overboard with these. And if you do, I mean, can you see the shine in that? You really don't need to put much of a highlight on top of this. That's one of the reasons why I actually do like the Becca blushes, because you can get the ones with the like the shimmery ones. They've got so much shimmer on them, you really don't need a highlighter. It's sort of like a highlighter and a blush built into one. So that is Rose Spritz there. I mean, I love it. I think it's a really beautiful colour. It's not a colour that I would wear every day. It's definitely more of a summer colour for me because it has got that shimmer in it. But, I mean, it looks really nice on the skin. I love it. So that is the first blush. So in between, I've actually just reapplied some foundation just to sort of remove that blush and move on to the next one. So the next one's going to be Amaretto. Let's go to my new blush brush. Okay, so let's do Amaretto next. It's actually a really beautiful colour. It adds a little bit of warmth, a hint of colour, but not too much. This is actually probably the colour I've been in search for. I've been wanting a blush that is natural tone but not like a bronzer, but oh, this is really beautiful. I'm actually really loving this one, and because it is matte as well, it hasn't got that intense shimmer as the Rose Spritz did. I'm sure if you were a lot paler, you could maybe even use this as a bronzer if you were so inclined, but that's actually a really beautiful one. Oh my god, I think that might actually be my favorite one for like everyday blush, not going out and just going like super casual. This would be a beautiful colour because it adds a hint of something to my cheeks, but it's nothing crazy. So the next one I'm going to be doing here is Pamplemousse, which is this bright pink colour. This is one you're going to have to be very careful with. Yep, over the top. So as you can see, it's not difficult to go over the top with these blushes. So let's see if I can blend this one in a bit. I can make the plain brush to blend it out. That's also another really nice colour. I thought it would be a lot brighter. Just looking at it in the pan there, I thought it would be like a hot watermelon colour, but obviously using a light hand, brought it up to that hot watermelon colour. But using a light hand, it doesn't actually look all that bad. So that one is Pamplemousse. Again, I find it really wearable. I actually really like the colour. I think it's quite nice. So they are the three blushes to be tried on. The Amaretto is definitely going to have to be my favourite blush out of the three. And then probably Pamplemousse because it's another matte blush and they're the ones I tend to wear the most. Rose Spritz. Rose Spritz. Rose Spritz. Probably Rose. Rose Spritz is the one that I would probably wear in summer more because it's got that really nice glowy finish. But look, I love them all. I like the fact that there's a blush palette here that has got all colours that I can wear comfortably and happily. So there you go. Now for the good stuff. I've got a fan brush. I'm going to do one side with Champagne Pop and one side with Prosecco Pop. And let's see how we go. So let's go Champagne Pop first on this side. So, I mean, this is beautiful. I love this. This is beautiful peachy gold. I really love it. I think it is absolutely stunning. Works with my skin tone amazingly, which is why I think I just love it so much. So let's go. I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's go and do Prosecco on this side. Ooh. Wow. Shit. That is gorgeous. Okay. Wow. I love it. It is stunning. If you like gold highlighter, you were going to love it. I always thought Champagne Pop was going to be my favourite, but now I'm not too sure. Okay. So, I am kind of blown away by Prosecco Pop. I think it is stunning. If you saw my June favourites, I'll link that up here. You saw that I've been wearing a lot of my Anastasia So Hollywood. I'm probably going to do a swatch comparison of these two next to each other because this is a very, very gold-based one. It's funny, when I had Champagne Pop by itself, the original formula, I just saw it as like a, sort of like a, I guess I did see it as a peachy gold, but more gold. But then when you actually see it in the pan here next to Prosecco Pop, you can actually see that it has definitely got that peachy undertone to it. I guess it stands out more next to just the plain gold highlight. Now that I've applied it, you've seen it go on, I'm going to just talk quickly about the formulation. So if you have used Becca blushes before, Becca highlighters, you will know that they can actually be very, very powdery. And when you apply brushing, it gets a lot of powdery kick up. I'll show you just on this pan what I mean. So, like, you can kind of see there just how much like extra powder that kicks up. That is probably the most common thing from any Becca product. All the blushes I've got are the same. All the highlighters I've got are the same as well. They've just got that very loose kind of texture to it. When you swatch it with your finger, it is so smooth, so buttery. It feels literally like butter. And then it applies, you know, quite strongly. You can see I've gone a bit highlighter crazy here. But that is like your typical Becca formulation. I don't know whether I like it or not because it seems like it is wasting a lot of product as well. Let's have a look. Let's just test them to see if they do the same thing. These ones in the palette, I've literally just tested it with the same brush, just sort of seeing, just like pushing it in there a bit and it's not getting as much powdery kick up. There's a bit of powder kicking off onto the side here, which you might see on the rim, but on the actual product itself, it's not leaving that sort of chunky powdery finish, which is interesting. The one thing, like you saw how much kick off it got on that powder. When I do it, let's just get this blush off here. When I do it with the fan brush, you don't get any either. So it feels actually like the powders in here are a little bit harder than your standard Becca palette or your standard compacts. Maybe they've had to push the products into the pan a little bit harder. Maybe the product's actually packed in there a lot more firm to make the palette. I don't know. It has a buttery feel consistency to it, but it doesn't have the same buttery consistency as the like this. It feels gorgeous. Whereas the other one in the palette actually feels almost hard consistency. To be honest, I actually prefer that because the one thing that annoys me about Becca blushes and Becca highlighters and everything is this. You do that and you get all that powdery residue. That is the one thing that annoys me. This is what I'm doing for a video. This is the one thing that annoys me about the Becca products, that powdery residue. And if you're not careful with it, if you are heavy-handed, you are going to get that. I'm not going to say the formulation is different. I'm not going to say that at all. I just think that the actual product is pushed into the pan a little bit harder than the actual compacts. And to be honest, I actually prefer this, as I said, because you haven't got that powdery kickback. You haven't got that wasted product floating into the air, you know, that you then have to knock off your brush. Because if you apply too much of any Becca products, the blushes, the highlighters, it is intense. It is crazy intense. Saying that, I'm going to go and put Prosecco Pop over the Champagne Pop and see what we're talking. Oh shit, oh my god. Okay, that may be like highlighter overload. I'm going to put Champagne Pop over this one just to even myself out. I don't actually feel like this is a universal palette for all skin tones. I think this is actually going to be suited better to medium plus. If you are incredibly fair, I don't know if I heard a lot of people of my friends who say Champagne Pop doesn't work on them if they're incredibly fair, and I don't think Prosecco Pop will either, because I think it's just too yellow and too yellowy gold. Maybe if you mix them together to maybe tone down the gold with the peach, but then it's just going to be too intense. I just don't know if it's for everyone. That's just my opinion. If you are incredibly fair and you want an intense gold highlight, then you go for it. But just for a general everyday purpose, I just don't know. And, you know, I'm speaking to a lot of people who don't like Champagne Pop, and I don't understand that, but they are also incredibly fair. It says it doesn't suit their skin tone. So that is something to also keep in mind. But for someone who is medium tan skin, I personally love it. I think anyone with my skin colouring is going to die over this. I think it is such an amazing palette. So I'm actually really happy I got it. That's the first impressions. I love it. Very happy. I might just keep that third palette as a backup. Joking. The duos of Prosecco Pop and the blushes will be coming out as well. There'll be Hyacinth, Love Child. There's another couple as well, and I'm probably going to get all of them because I love Prosecco Pop so much. And Hyacinth is also a blush that I've really been wanting to get from Becca, so I might just hold out and get the duos that are coming out in a few months. That's it. That wraps up my review, first impressions, try on. Let's get into the giveaway. If you'd like to win this palette, the Jaclyn and Becca collaboration, the Champagne Collection Face Palette, let's do it. Let's enter. Link down below to a blog post which has got a rafflecopter entry. You need to be subscribed to my channel, like me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. There'll be different ways you can enter, so just go and check out the rafflecopter giveaway if you are wanting to enter this competition. It is currently the 15th of July, so I'm going to have this drawn by midday, Monday the 1st of August. So I'll be contacting the person via email on that day, so make sure you check your emails that you are registering the giveaway with on that day to see if you have won this. It will be open internationally, and if you do enter, you will need to be either over 18 or have your parent guardian permission to enter, because if you win, I will have to get your personal details, name, address, and maybe even phone number to be able to send this prize to you if you are international anyway. So make sure you have got permission to enter. I don't want anyone getting in trouble. So that is it. That's how you can win this palette. Go and click that blog post down below to go and enter. Get on it. 2 weeks only this will be open for, so I hope you win. Good luck to everyone. I hope you like this try on review first impression. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos, and I will talk to you really soon. Bye.